this is a negative, right?
Yep.
But finding release in all the wrong places. So I think we would be unwise to not admit that if you're a leader, there's pressure.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to build something, there's pressure. You're going to have pressure in your marriage. You're going to have pressure at home. You're going to have pressure financially. There's going to be pressure, on the team. And I don't know. I've been in seasons, I'm sure you have, Wayne, too, where there was pressure in every one of those areas.
Yep. Simultaneously.
All at the same time.
Yep.
And so where do you release the pressure? So, and there are some wrong places. Overeating.
Yep.
Alcohol.
Yep.
Pornography. Whatever you want to say. There's vices that are devastating and will be devastating to your life. But maybe there are things that are okay, but if taken to the excess, can also be very, very detrimental. So where do you release the pressure for you personally? You have to ask yourself this: where do I find release? Where can I release the pressure and make sure it's in the right place? Maybe it's good to have a conversation about this right now. Like, where's, where do you blow off steam? Where do you release pressure?
Yeah.
Wayne, do you have anything off the top of your head that you
I
think
like
about?
Food definitely is,
Yeah.
I was talking about it on the last episode that I can look at that graph and see the stressors in my life, the months where I was like really, really, and I could just be a glutton, just over accessing those things.
It's a drug, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
we don't really, we joke about that one
Right.
more than we would anything else.
Yep.
Like, you're not going to joke if somebody says they have an alcohol problem.
Right.
No.
But, oh man,
It's just, you just blow it off. And then ultimately, it's doing harm to
Yeah.
What about a good release of pressure? Is it working out?
Oh, I like hiking. Hiking's becoming a new thing for me. Like,
Okay.
I like getting out in nature and just walking through trails and finding and discovering new things. I feel like my brain is starting to come alive to hiking. Exercise daily is great, but there's something about being outside and hearing water naturally and feeling your feet against like leaves and a little pressure of getting up a hill and stuff like that. So I think hiking is a great release for me right now.
Good, yeah. Anyway, I would say that the positive spin on it is find a good release of pressure that's not going to be detrimental to your soul and your spirit and your relationships. Hiking, definitely. Exercise.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's to the point of basically where you're saying, hey, you need to avoid sin. All forms of sin, right?
Right.
The idea of just even, are you prone to, gossip? Are you a person that, is consuming, the wrong visual things or so on? That I think we need to definitely not be derailed by sin.
so that's number 4. The fourth one on the list is sin is something that can derail your year if it's not dealt with.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we could take a look back at the previous year and find out where were you most prone to sin, and then to figure out how to adapt in the new year to protect yourself, to create the boundaries that you need to protect yourself from sin. And one of the best ways to do that is through confession. Most sin continues because it's not brought out into the light. So I feel like you need to get some people that you can get honest with, and we confess to God and we get forgiveness. We confess to our brothers and sisters and we get healing. And there is something powerful about just being honest and open and vulnerable. I think people that have been derailed by sin would probably say they wish they talked to somebody before they got into it,